Here we are at Talladega Super Speedway for race number 31 of the SPLERT Cup Series season, the second race of the round of 12. It's going to be a hectic one. Yesterday we saw 3-4 wide throughout most of the race. Although we had a couple minor incidents, it wasn't anything too crazy. I expect to see a lot of chaos today. Keep an eye on wherever, I don't even know where he is. Bowser Jr. here. This 2-car did really well last week in just his first race. Now, this is an entirely different track, so I don't know what to expect with him. But we'll just have to see what happens. Up ahead of him is last week's winner. He won here, but it was on the road course, obviously. You see CJ going for a pass on him with those white-walled tires. A little bit of a group here. But with 12 drivers left in the playoffs, everyone wants the chance to get into the round of 8, which will allow them to give that chance of going even further. But let's go ahead and just get you right to your starting lineup. Okay, so on the pole today is going to be William Afton in the 20 with Shadow on the outside. Row 2 is Banana Joe and Arthur Morgan. Row 3, Peter Parker and Marky Plyer. Row 4, Joker and Cloud Strife. Row 5, Johnny Bravo and Waluigi. Row 6, Wrecky Ralph and Carl Weezer. Row 7, Baldy Baltimore and Rufus Shinra. Row 8, Ray Ayanami and Sid Highland. Row 9, Cacletta and Benson Dunwoody. Row 10, Peter Griffin and Maka Munkonchuk. Row 11, Barrett Wallace and Dr. Eggman. Row 12, Bob Mustard and Ronald McDonald. Row 13, Ryuko Matoy and CJ. Row 14, Papyrus T. Skeleton and Zach Fair. Row 15, Johnny Silverhand and Senator Armstrong. Row 16, John Fellout and Solid Snake. Miles Prower and Joshua Rossfield are in row 17. Row 18, Jonathan Joestar and Bowser Koopa Jr. Row 19, Peely and Sonic. Row 20, Jake McIntyre and Clive Rossfield. And then rounding out the field is Richard Watterson and Andrew Barella. So we have a grand total of 47 laps today. Halfway bonus on lap 24. And in this race, anything can happen. Peely in that 41 car, he won't be here much longer. Obviously only subbing in a couple weeks for the injured Jonesy Fortnite. So I think Peely will be in every race of the round of 12, and then Jonesy will be back afterwards. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take you to the green.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire the engines up. And the pace car begins to pull away, followed by the field of 42 cars. They all make their way onto this 2.66 mile oval. Lots of room for vehicles to fit, but also lots of room for error. A mistake made by one could be a problem for the whole field as they make their way through the first couple turns here. Now remember, top 25 at the end of the season will advance, but we will be holding a vote on, I say top 25 at the end of the season will advance into the next season for the Cup Series, but we will hold a vote at the end of the season, not for the public, but for my friends. And yeah, we're gonna have one driver from Cup of the ones that aren't in the top 25, and one driver in trucks who isn't in the top 10 will be voted into the Cup Series. And we'll do the same with the truck series, but it'll just be a vote from the 21st through 32nd in points of the Truck Series roster, and one of them will be able to be put back into what will be known as the Shipbox Series next season. So we will have one more chance for a couple drivers to make it in or stay where they're at. But other than that, points are your friend. As the pace car turns left onto the pit road, the field rolls into the tri-oval. Now remember, finish line not in the tri-oval. It is 1,000 feet further. So the restart zone is where the finish line would normally be. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag in the air. We're racing at Talladega. Lap 1 complete here from Talladega. As they dive off into turn number 1, William Afton leads the lap. The outside line. There is a third lane kind of forming, but it's typically just a couple cars just falling back, and now it's just a mess. Look at this creation moving down the back straightaway here at about 200 miles an hour. Here comes Banana Joe in the 34 car for the lead. Help from Peter Parker in that 47. Banana Joe, one of those drivers that's not really safe from that 25th position at the season's end. So trying to get as many points as he can. But remember, there's also 12 playoff guys in this field, all looking for a shot at glory. Every single one of them looking for a first championship, because the only people that have them are Dead and Sid Highwind, who never made the playoffs this season. The other one being Shrek, who passed away earlier this year. But it's Banana Joe out front, and then 2 wide behind that, and a little bit of 3 wide even further back. Has anyone made any moves from the rear of the field? Doesn't look like a lot. A couple guys that started out back are still out back. See 3 wide there. Was that 4? It was 4 wide for just a moment. Benson dropping to the back. Now they're 2 by 2 down the back straightaway, for at least in the first couple rows. Baldy Baltimore in the 3 car looking for the lead. They head into turn number 2, 3. Side by side off turn 4, coming to lap number 5. Oh, and the caution is out. Joshua Rosfield's around. Looks like Senator Armstrong might have got a piece as well. Maybe Solid Snake. But coming back to the line, it's going to be Baldy who leads them there. First caution of the race happens on lap 4. Looked like a fairly minor one, as the field's going to get slowed down here. Oh no! Marky Plyer, Miles Prower, 2 playoff contenders go around. Wrecky Ralph gets involved as well, another playoff contender. Then Jonathan Joestar. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh man. Big impact on the 99 and the 38. Have to see what happened there, but first let's see what brought out the caution. Heading into turn 3 here, they're 3 wide, and it looks like Armstrong and Solid Snake are going to squeeze together and then come down and turn the 88 of Joshua Rosfield up the track. All 3 of them hit the outside wall. Snake's going to basically make it through okay. Joshua and Armstrong. Ooh, a big hit there for the 1. But Joshua Rosfield and Senator Armstrong hitting the wall quite a bit there as the 88 spins down to the bottom of the track. Gets it back moving. On board with Armstrong. Oof. And ow! Okay, so looking here, Miles is 3 wide with John Fellout and Marky Plier. And it looks like the 99 and the 38 just kind of squeeze on the 29. And that turns them both into the outside wall. Big shot for the 99. And then they slide back down the track right into Wrecky Ralph. Nowhere for him to go. And then Jonathan Joestar, just an innocent bystander, also getting collected there. A little bit of bouncing kind of down on the bottom. On board with Jonathan here. And yeah. Very slow crash, but definitely caused some damage. We'll be back at the restart. Back here at Talladega, we're going to go green on lap number 9. And Rei Ayanami is your leader at the moment. Makaman Konchuk second, John Fellout in third. If we continue down the order, CJ's in 4th, Papyrus in 5th, Jonathan Joestar 7th, Clive Rossfield in 8th, Andrew Barilla in 9th. All these guys stayed on track while the rest of the field made some pit stops. So Valdi is currently 9th and Banana Joe in 10th. But yeah, the top 8 all stayed out, did not pit. And we'll see how they do. They're not on that old tires, so shouldn't be that bad. They just might need some fuel before the end of the race, as the field should be doubling up here. There they go. Fastest lap of the race so far belongs to Sonic in the 5, who's not really anywhere to be seen on my screen right now. There he is. Oh, he's missing his hood. What happened to the 5 car? I don't know. And we never will. But pace car's off. We're gonna go green once again here. Rei Ayanami and Makoman Konchuk on the front row. Coming back to the restart zone. And green flag back in the air, and they're already jockeying for position. Look at that. Sid Highwind all the way to the top. They're 4 wide off the rip. Diving off into turn 1. Mako gets the lead on that from that outside lane. Drops down in front of the 00. Onto the back straightaway. Already looking 3 and 4 wide throughout the field. Mostly 3 for the moment. Not really seeing a lot of 4. The trucks were a little slower, so it made it easier to form a 4th lane. Oh, we got trouble already. Peter Griffin, another playoff contender, and oh, Sid Highwind. We saw him making some aggressive moves off the start, trying to gain some spots, and now he's beached himself. Peter Griffin involved. His day's done. Caution back out. Rei Ayanami leads them to the line. Oh my god! Johnny Silverhand tumbling. Oh, right in front of the pack! Benson's jumping and... Oh my gosh. Sonic, Banana Joe, Solid Snake, Jake McIntyre I think was involved. Crazy incident here. While they were trying to slow down. That might be a theme of the race. They're going to wreck while trying to slow down for cautions. Oh boy. Let's go take a look at what happened. Heading down the back straight into turn 3. Looks like Peter and Sid are going to squeeze together and both of them into the wall. Oh, Peter actually rolled it. The 60 car goes upside down, comes back down on all 4s, and keeps rolling. But the car is destroyed. And then Sid's going to slide down the banking and beach himself. Let's give you another look at this. Taking a look from the front straight cam. Oh, man. Quick 180 for the... Or I guess 360 for the 60 car. And there's Sid beaching himself. One last look at this incident from here. Ugh. Now let's go see what happened on the front straight. Watching the 98 car of Johnny Silverhand coming back to the line. Waluigi comes up and turns Cloud. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. So actually, it didn't look like Waluigi actually touched the 22 car. And then when they came down the track, Johnny just bounced off the apron and then weight shifted into a tumble. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then bounces off the 91 and the 41 car into the outside wall. Barrett Wallace involved, one of our playoff guys. Jake McIntyre's lucky he won last week. And then Benson gets a piece, another playoff contender. Solid Snake. Miles is able to avoid. Sonic, Bowser Jr., Joshua Rosfield. Oh, man. Here's another look. Yeah, it looks like Cloud just came up ever so slightly and then... Oh. Hopping on board Jake McIntyre here. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh! On board with Peely. On board with Cloud Strife here. Oh! Giving you one more on board. This is Johnny Silverhand. Oh. One last look here from high above. Just a wild wreck for the 98 car of Johnny Silverhand. We'll give you further updates about all drivers involved as the race continues. Back at Talladega, we had some more pit stops. CJ is your leader now, with Papyrus on the outside. Arthur Morgan and Wrecky Ralph in the second row. Johnny Silverhand, he was released from the infield care center. He's just a little dizzy. Jake McIntyre is also okay after having a car land on him. The good thing was that both vehicles were going the same speed when they hit. So it wasn't really that bad. The 98 was going the same speed as the 91 when he landed on top of him. It was just very sudden. Green flag is back out. And we're still going green, and we're on lap 14 now. So, out of the race, good couple cars. It's not telling me what or who, but I guess I'll see eventually. Coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway, they're still side by side for the race lead. Jockeying for position. 2 by 2 throughout most of the field. There goes Mako down to the bottom. Mako Monkonchuk in the 67 after almost just taking out the 6 car. She did win last year when we were here. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was able to pull it off again. We come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway again. You can see the group that has damaged race cars kind of falling off the pace here a little bit. The 99, 43, the 8, 18, 11, 9, 2, and 83. Up front, though, it's still CJ in the 24. Leading the way for now. You got John fell out in the 29. Baldy Baltimore looking for the lead, or at least for second there as he goes down to the bottom. John will cover that. You see the field flying down this back straightaway. John fell out, shoved to the high line by Baldy Baltimore, who's looking for the lead again. And he's going to go for it heading into the tri-oval. Here comes the 3 car. Help from Bob Mustard in the 48 car. Not that Lowe's machine. John fell out. Arthur Morgan. Those are the other 2 in the top 5 for the moment. We got a 2-car breakaway from the pack now. Heading down the back straightaway into turn 3. For some reason with this camera, there's a shit stain in the corner. As Bob goes for the lead in that murderous number 48 car. Heading back down towards turn number 1 once again. We don't have a lot of vehicles left in this group. I think there's 22 cars in this pack. Back to the 97 car. Then you have Ronald and Ryuko Matoy by themselves in 23rd and 24th. Waluigi, 25th. Then you have the second pack back here. And then the 8 and the 2 car. And then Zach Fair sitting on the pit lane. Everyone else, I believe, is out of the race. So this is the main pack for the moment. You can see the distance being formed here. As Bob continues to lead, right behind him is the 24 car. Well, now it's the 17, but CJ is Bob's teammate, because that's what Logan was. Logan was Bob's teammate, then Logan passed away, so still the same team, same car. Just a different driver. So they make their way into the tri-oval once again. 4 wide at the back. Still 4 wide, coming into the corner. Still 4 wide. Jonathan's in the wall. Gets out of it. We're back down to 3. CJ takes the lead. Well, yet again. Onto the front straight. On lap number 20. Coming to lap 21, which will mark 27 laps to go. We're nowhere near done with this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if they wrecked again. Carl Weezer there in the 42, pulling ahead of Banana Joe and Papyrus T. Skeleton up the middle. There's William Afton there. He's still spring-locked. And I doubt if we try to unspring lock him, he'll probably pass away. So we don't want that. So if it's not hurting him and he's able to keep driving, then he's fine. Who cares? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. On to lap 22 now. CJ putting himself out front as kind of the favorite for the moment. Led quite a good number of laps here with Arthur Morgan there in second. Now Williams up to third. That 20 car now looking for second place on Arthur. Is going to get there. But can he get by? Yes, he will very easily as Ray Ayanami fills the spot now. Arthur Morgan dropping back on the outside line. Here comes the 20 going for the lead. We're looking at the wrong group though. William Afton to the inside. William wants to win his way into the next round. He hasn't won all season long. That 20 car won 3 races last season. Not of this season. And he's looking for number 1. That win will punch him into the round of 8. Four wide for second. CJ shoved all the way to the top. And there he goes. Here comes the 22. Cloud Strife. Now Cloud did just completely wipe out the 98 car. And yet he's still moving and still grooving. Onto the back straightaway once again. Banana Joe looking for the lead. Help from the 22. Rufus Shinra looking down even lower. Cloud tried to block it. That didn't work. Now Rufus and Cloud, they have beef off the racetrack. So I don't expect them to work well together on. As now Rufus goes for the lead through the tri-oval. Wrecky Ralph behind him with John Fellout. Oh boy. Three wide in some places. Jockeying for position all over the place. Halfway bonus went to Rufus Shinra. Forgot we even passed that. So focused on what's happening. Oh, trouble. Bob Mustard, John Fellout, and William Afton into the wall. Sliding back down the track. All three of them get it back moving. We are racing back to the line. Up front, Rufus Shinra. He's going to lead them back. Wrecky Ralph in second. Banana Joe in third. Will they wreck again? Ryuko Matoy in the pit lane. Actually, looks like we're all going to get slowed down in time, but we do have a second group on the way, so we'll see how they do, because they are trying to catch up to the field. Quite a big gap there. I think everyone should be fine. But just to be sure, we will just continue to watch him here. John, Waluigi, Richard, and Ronald get there in time. Ryuko almost misses it. It looks like most of the field's diving for the pit lane. Everyone is. We'll be back with that. Or, yeah, fuck it. We're going to let this happen while we go and see what happened on the with the crash there. So once again, they're 3 wide heading into turn 3. Bob on the bottom. Looks like William and John are going to get together and come down into Bob. And all three of them hit the wall. This looks a lot like another incident we saw. I think it was the first crash with Armstrong. I forget the other two. But yeah, it looked a lot like that. Everyone gets it back moving. I'll show you another look. Heading into 3. Yeah, they just kind of squeeze together there in the corner. And then not much any of them can do. William kind of gets spit out from the getting squeezed by the 29 and the outside wall. But everyone keeps it moving. We'll be back at the restart. Welcome back to Talladega. Pace car's in. It'll be Banana Joe and Rufus Shinra leading them back to the line. We're going to go green on lap 30. Coming down the order here. Looks like Solid Snake will get his lap back. Green flag back in the air. We're on to lap 30. Rufus already out to an early lead. On the restart, Banana Joe in second. That Shadow there in third. He hasn't had the best season. And it's Recce Ralph and Klaus Schreif in the next row. And Andrew Barella, the highest up we've seen him today, with Clive Rossfield. Now Andrew up to fifth. Just hasn't been around much today, but he's staying alive for now. Side by side through the tri-oval. On to lap 31. 17 laps remaining. Banana Joe out front. He's got a missing rear end. Didn't even notice that. So they continue down the back straightaway here. Recce Ralph on the bottom. One of our playoff guys. Involved in a wreck earlier. Now he's looking for that. I think that's if he gets it, it'll be his second win on the year. Because I think he won the second race of the season. Because now here comes the 7 car. Andrew Barella looking for the lead. He wants to join the 91 in the round of 12. Coming through the turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Andrew goes up to the top to get in front of the 6 car. But Baldy, he's going to get by. Because for some reason these guys like to leave the bottom open, even though it's the faster way around the track. But we're 2x2 throughout most of this first pack. A little bit of single file further back. A couple guys even out of the draft. And there's several sitting on the pit lane. That's not important. Baldy out front. Rufus Shinra there behind. That 4 car is quick today. Fastest lap on track still belongs to the 5 car of Sonic. I don't even think the 5's in the race anymore. Nope. They're 3 wide. Ray Ayanami, Johnny Bravo, and Banana Joe getting shoved out of line. Ooh, almost contact in several spots there. I think Arthur almost got into that 00 car. But we're winding down the laps here. John fell out back on track. Good for him. Slowly making his way around the apron. Not hot merging like we saw someone do a couple weeks ago. Forget who it was. Might have been Eggman. Up at the front. They are 3 wide again. In a couple spots. Here comes our Daytona winner. Peter Parker in the 47. He won at Daytona at the very beginning of the season. Now he's looking for win number 3, technically, because he did also win at Montreal. Nobody has 3 wins yet this season, I think. Someone might. Let me double check that really quick. As Baldy continues to lead here. I stand corrected. Not one driver has won 3 races yet in the Cup Series. But in the trucks, Toad just yesterday won his 3rd race of the season. So we'll see if someone can pull off a 3rd win today. I think the only people able to for the moment is the 47, the 7, and I think that's it. I don't think anyone else in the pack right here has 2 wins. Flying through the tri-oval. Baldy's leading a lot here. We'll see if anyone can get by him. But they're getting a little chaotic, getting a little antsy as the lap counter continues to go up. Getting closer and closer to the finish of this race. Look at Cloud Strife in the 22. He's looking for a win today. Trying to make his way into the top 25. He made it pretty high up, but that injury really cost him a lot of points. And positions. He's at the top lane. This Banana Joe all of a sudden is back up here. Ten laps to go at Talladega. Baldy Baltimore in the 3. Out front, Banana Joe and Arthur Morgan side by side behind. Peter Parker there as well. And then it's Cloud Strife in 5th as they make their way down the back straightaway. Look at Cloud in the 22. He's going to make it 3 wide for the 3rd position. Oh, almost contact. But now Cloud moves up into the 3rd spot. Peter Parker in 4th. Andrew Barella is in 5th, but he's in the middle of 4 wide through the tri-oval. Now Cloud looking to make another position. He moves up to 2nd on the inside of Banana Joe. This 22 car is trying to make moves to get himself in position to lead this pack and try and stay there. But right now he still has to get around that 3 car. No one has been able to pass Baldy Baltimore in quite a little bit. We might wreck here. Oh, they were very close together there. So we're watching the 22 still. Cloud Strife. He's the only person right now that looks like he has a chance. He goes low. Cloud to the bottom. To the inside of Baldy. Side by side for the race lead. Wrecky Ralph and Banana Joe go with the 22. 8 laps to go. Baldy Baltimore out of line. Cloud Strife is your leader. Wrecky Ralph in 2nd. Continuing down the back straightaway. See that 00 car looking for the lead. Not for the lead, just looking to gain some ground. I apologize. I'm a little excited. Getting a little ahead of myself, maybe. Cloud Strife in the 22. He's out front. Wrecky Ralph behind him. Will Wrecky make a move? The 6 car. He's going to stay in line. No, now he goes to the bottom. Right beneath Cloud Strife in the tri-oval. Cloud leads him back. 7 laps to go. But now, just like the lap before, Cloud's going to drop back. Just like Baldy did. Baldy's still up here. He might file in line behind that 00 car, maybe. Doesn't look like it. You can hear lap traffic up ahead. Eggman and Cackletta running side by side together. Off the pace. The field is running 205. They're running 189. They will be a problem. Maybe. 6 laps to go for Wrecky Ralph in the 6 car. We'll hop on board the 6 car for a sec just to see how far ahead they are. You can see them there. They are in view. They might be caught. And if they are caught, it could shake everything up. As now Banana Joe and Ray Ayanami, they're both going to go low and make it 3 wide for the race lead. This is not what you want to see when they catch up to those lap traffic. Wrecky Ralph shoved out of line, dropping all the way down to the rear. Well, not quite. Baldy's out there to help him, but it's Ray Ayanami out front now. Banana Joe on her outside. Johnny Bravo and Klaus Strife in the next row. 5 to go, and they're still 2 wide up at in these lap cars. This is gonna be an issue. Where will they go? They're gonna file right in line behind them. Who will get by? Oh, there they go. They're ducking. Both of the lap cars go high, and the inside line's prevailing. Oh man, Ray Ayanami, Johnny Bravo get clear. Here comes Rufus Shinra as well. With just 4 laps to go. Oh, they're still in the way. Just 5 cars get out. Look at Andrew making a move on the 4 car. Not going to be able to pull it off. We're going to quickly DQ them. Oh, they're wrecking. Yes. Oh, wow, wow, wow. That was something. The 8 car is out of the way. I'm going to DQ her as well, probably. Nah, never mind. Eggman was the only one holding him up. But we have a 5 car battle for the win. Look at Andrew Barella in the 7 car. Help from Carl Weezer in the 42. 3 laps to go, side by side, down the back straightaway. Will that group in the back be able to catch these 5, or is it down to 5 cars for the win? Andrew out front. Can he hold on? Off turn 4, onto the front straightaway. See how much of a gap those lap cars created? It's quite a shame that sometimes these races come to this. But sometimes it can't be helped. I could have DQ'd them sooner. I probably should have. But Andrew remains out front with just 2 laps to go down the back straightaway. Three wide for second. Door banging from the 00 and the 42. Andrew still out front. That 7 car has never won on an oval before. He's always won on a road course. Can he do it today? Through the tri-oval. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Talladega. For Andrew Barella in the 7. He's out front on the low line. Rufus Shinra in the 4 coming up behind him. Followed by Johnny Bravo in the 21. 2 wide for 4th. Down the back straightaway for the final time. It's Andrew out front. Will the 21 and the 4 get a run? Johnny looks to the inside for second. Andrew goes low to cover. Side by side for second. Side by side for 4th. But it's just Andrew out in front off of turn number 4 into the tri-oval for the final time. Andrew's going to do what he hasn't done before, win his way into the round of 8, and win on an oval. Andrew wins at Talladega. Johnny Bravo gets 2nd, Rufus Shinra 3rd, Carl Weiser 4th, Ray Ayanami in 5th. 6th place goes to Baldy Baltimore, Arthur Morgan in 7th, Cloud Strife in 8th, Shadow in 9th, and Banana Joe rounds out the top 10. Heck of a finish, even though it got kind of screwed up by the lap cars, which does suck, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. I saw them coming. I didn't think it would be that bad. Still a pretty good finish either way, as the field makes their way onto the pit lane. So, I'm going to go ahead and add these points up, and I will be back. Alright, so after Talladega, the playoff picture looks like this. Jake McIntyre and Andrew Barella have both won their way into the round of 8. Benson Dunwoody is in 3rd, plus 98. Ricky Ralph in 4th, plus 57. William Afton in 5th, plus 32. Miles Prower in 6th, plus 24. Barrett Wallace in 7th, plus 16. And then Waluigi's in 8th, plus 7 points to the cut line. Marky Plyer is down by 7. Ronald McDonald down by 8. Peter Griffin is down by 52. And Sonic is down by 76. It's not looking good for the 5 or the 60. But both Mark and Ronald still have a shot at making the next round. We just have to see how they do when we head to Rockingham, which is next week. Haven't been there since the very beginning of Season 1. Not sure what to expect with this new car. New drivers, new season. Some people have raced here before. But, yeah. So we'll see you then. And now it's time to show you the rest of the points order. Alrighty, so here's the points. After everything. At Talladega, Benson continues to just pull ahead. I mean, there's nothing stopping this guy. It's not like he's going to win the championship this way. He has to do it through the playoff system, which is looking like this for the moment. Still on track to make it in, but we'll see. He still has a little ways to go. But, yeah, you scroll down here to see what everyone's at. Currently in the 25th spot, not including the dead people, would be Arthur Morgan in the 36 car. Cloud Strife behind him. So, if Cloud wants to make it in, he'd have to pass some people here. Same thing with Zach and Rufus, obviously. Rufus down here. Jonesy should be back in 2 weeks. Sorry. He's still out for next week's race at Rockingham, but then he'll be back. I don't know if he'll have the time to point his way in after the injury. So, sucks for him. But yeah, so next week's Rockingham. The last race. Whoa. the last race of the round of 12. Yeah. Rockingham, last race, round of 12. So, yeah. Also, I know we said Armstrong was going to be the only Chevy driver. That has changed. There will be more Chevy drivers, because I believe we're going to try to make it so that there's at least... I'd have to see how many manufacturers we have set up for next season. But We're going to try and get at least 3 cars to a team. And if possible, I'd like it for every team to be a different manufacturer. So, we'll see what happens. We still have a long ways to go before season 4. At least when I'm recording this, I have plenty of time. Because I may be super ahead. I am recording this on March 17th of 2025. So, plenty of time. We'll see you next week in Rockingham.